So yesterday I was recording an interview for a Halloween special. And again, if you want to hear about it first, all you have to do is join my mailing list. And I was fully prepared to do a on the spot reading, a full demonstration, and then the tables turned on me. It got so bad to the point that the host was trying to keep the focus on me and not reading me. And when we finished the interview, she just picked up where she left off and kept sharing whatever my ancestors were bringing through. Come to find out, one of my main spirit guides, my grandpa, orchestrated the whole entire thing. And even to the point that, no lie, I haven't been talking to my parents because we had some issues happen in the last few months and I don't trust them. I would not trust my kids with them. And a lot of trust is broken. So this is my grandpa's way of putting me in a situation where I have to sit and listen and I won't walk away. And basically the host was telling me that when she came across my information to be on her show, that she had already had more than enough guests, but she felt compelled to invite me onto the show and knew for certain that I was going to say yes. One of the things that she kept saying in the interview, or actually post-interview, was that my grandpa was saying, I am named after someone and that I need to ask my mom. I know I'm named after someone. I'm named after my mom and my sister. And I don't need to ask my mom about that. I know further back in the family that we just don't know a lot about them, especially on my mom's side. And I knew exactly when she kept saying it, because she said it about a dozen times, that I felt like my grandpa was just trying to put me in a situation to reconcile with my mom. Now, do I feel ready to reconcile with my mom? No. I know I have a lot of Filipino followers out there, and I think a lot of you can sympathize with feeling like your parents just totally ignore how you're feeling and what you're going through, and that it can feel like it's very selfish on their end, as if the trauma they have gone through just takes priority over your own, and even unconsciously that they're doing that. And I recognize that my parents have their own trauma, having grown up in the Philippines, having grown up in a very different culture than me, having grown up through very different circumstances with very different parents. But I think the most important thing is recognizing that they're not them, that we are not them, and that we have our own dynamic and we have our own choices and decisions to make. And that's something I truly live, because I realized that my parents were never the support system that I was looking for. And when I had my own kids, I have looked at everything in that lens of just being there in whatever way that they need. It's always a learning process. I'm not perfect. And there have been times when I have unconsciously projected my own trauma that I learned from my own childhood onto my kids. But then the moment that I realized, I had that conscious moment where I was like, am I going to perpetuate this, or am I going to be different? And I realized how luxurious that can also sound, because it took so much of me slowing down in how I was living my life to take moments to ask myself, to check in with myself. Does this feel right to me? Does this feel aligned? Is this who I really want to be? Is this who I really am? Is this who I want to be for my kids? And I'll be honest, I wish my parents could do that today, because I know even today, even me coming to them, sharing with them the issues that I experienced in my own life, even more recently, they have such a hard time showing up for me, showing love for me. And I wish they would just take a moment to stop and ask themselves if that's the person they really want to be in my life. Because for all the times that they don't do that, I sit and I ask myself, would I do the same as them in that situation? Would I do the same as them? And if it were my kids, me and my kids. And 100% of the time, I wouldn't do what they do. And I think it's because I want more out of my relationship with my kids, because I take time to actually think about it instead of rushing into whatever cycle that they're used to, I take time to actually ask myself, is this what I want? It'll be interesting to see how the host edits our interview, if she includes any part of her reading for me. And I know that's the situation that I'm going through, my problem. I know there's so many of you going through the same problem on different platforms, whether it be partners, friends, your own parents, maybe your kids. Because something that the host said to me was, whatever story it is you have to share, I know someone really needs to hear it. So for whoever needed to hear this, I hope this gives you the courage to move forward and to ask yourself how you really want to be and to act on that.